We're on, by the way. Good morning. How is everybody? Happy Sunday. Hello, Maria. Hello, Greg. CW. CJ. And I think that's Jeannie on the top. I get my glasses on to see. Yes. Good. I'm glad you're on, Jeannie. I have an order, please, for four scapulars, 4 white scapulars. See, as soon as you offer, and they start coming in. So we'll get together on that. And thank you for doing that. I'm going to continue. Today is March 19th, right? March 19th. Yesterday was Patrick's birthday. Today is March 19th, Sunday, 2023. And welcome, everyone. Anybody who doesn't chat in, that's fine. Welcome anyway. And please share these with your friends, this Mass, and explain to them that we here include God, Our Lady, in the Trinity. Okay, and that's something that's so profound and so simple, and it's amazing how much of a difference it makes in your faith life. Pardon me, still got a little bit of a frog. So I'm going to continue talking about the money manipulation and the social order, and we're getting to the point probably in a few days to talk about inflation and deflation, which is what we're in right now. And I saw that Mr. Nobody posted an article about by the Babylon Bee, which is funny. They're oh shoot, the word just fell out of my head. Begins with an S. They spoof on reality and with a satire. Thank you, honey. And it was how a hardworking man trying to feed his family, struggling with food prices going up and everything going up, and he's working 12 hours a day, but he's happy to bail out the venture capitalists, and I might say that they're from that tribe out in Silicon Valley. That's creating all this AI junk and stuff. He's happy to bail them out with his tax dollars or whatever. But and again, it's satire, so it's a good read. All right, enough rambling. Let me talk about the chapter 4 in Father Fahey's book, Money Manipulation and the Social Order. It helps everyone to understand how money and medium of exchange works, and how it's going to be very important in a Catholic monarchy. And don't forget to look up the great Catholic monarch, and maybe we can plant the seeds for that. Okay. National finance and the gold standard. Having seen the fundamental principles underlying the orthodox functioning of the gold standard, let us now examine the system at work in national finance. In the next chapter, we shall see its effects on international trade. Let us first examine the approximate figures of the various elements composing the medium of exchange in Great Britain, the country of origin of the gold standard system of finance. And why is Great Britain the country of origin? Because that's where Rothschild set up his banking system. Red Shield. The figures are taken from page 55 of the excellent work already quoted, namely The Modern Idolatry by Geoffrey Mark. They are not meant by the author of this book, published in 1934, to set forth the exact amount in use, but to give a fairly accurate idea of the proportion which each kind of exchange medium bears to the others and to the whole amount. The actual figures may vary considerably, but the ratios between the categories remain substantially the same. In Great Britain, out of 2,500 million pounds of exchange medium, approximately 10 million are in copper or bronze, 40 million are in silver, 450 million in Bank of England notes, big difference, and 2,000 millions are what are called bank deposits. Bank deposits are really loans made by the banks and finally controlled by the central bank, in this case, the Bank of England. Of the 450 million in banknotes, some 250 millions represent the British £1 and 10 shilling treasury notes issued during the World War, which in 1928, under the terms of the Banknotes and Currency Act, came under the control and are now the virtual property of the Bank of England. Remember, this book was written at that time. State-issued money now consists entirely of the bronze or copper and silver coins, that is about 50 million. The banks now own and claim as their property some 2,450 million pounds out of 2,500 million pounds. It is therefore clear that the British banks have created, except for about 2%, and now own all the money in circulation in England as a debt against the community. Key there. The situation in the USA and indeed in all civilized countries today is substantially the same. Before we pass on, a remark must be made about the use of the word own, O-W-N. In the above quotation from Mr. Jeffrey Mark, controls or administers would be more accurate. Professor O'Reilly treats of the point on page 70 to 148 and again on page 358 of his invaluable work, Money. Oh, that's what he stated. In 1934, therefore, about 98% of the money of Great Britain was controlled by the banks. We need not make any distinction from this point of view between notes and bank deposits, for whether on the presentation of security, £1,000 is credited to a man's account in a bank ledger and he writes checks against it, or he obtains that bank's own notes for £1,000 and spends them, a deposit has been created or an advance made, and money or exchange medium has been brought into being. Notes give a clearer impression of a new medium of exchange being put into circulation. That is all. Quote, what is created in the first instance, writes D.W. Maxwell in The Principal Cause of Unemployment, is a bank deposit or what is called a deposit. For instance, if Mr. X obtains an advance of £50 against security on December 30th and does not spend it, the bank balance sheet of December 31st will include the following items among many similar items. Liabilities, deposit of Mr. X, £50. Assets, advance to Mr. X, £50. So a bank deposit has been created. There is no economic difference, writes Professor O'Reilly in Money, between those two methods, notes and checks, of creating new purchasing money. There would be no difference at all if, instead of giving the customer a book of blanks to be filled up as required, the banks were to issue a block of coupons of denominations. Okay, I don't want to get into any more detail there because it gets a little boring. But the idea here is that they are creating debt instruments with checks and notes, okay, and then they are owning all of the quote unquote money and controlling it, therefore, and taking it away from the people, especially when there's such a large difference between the amount of deposits versus the loans. Okay, so let us now place ourselves in the presence of God in Catholic contemplation and humbly adore the Trinitarian Theophany. And let us ask God to help us understand how to prevent the manipulation of money against the people. Most holy and adorable Trinity, one God and three divine beings, I believe that thou art here present. I adore thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O my God, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank God for the many graces that we receive and offer our sufferings up to the Trinitarian Theophany and to the souls and for the souls in purgatory. O my God, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, O God, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of God the graces which are necessary to us. O my God, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, O God, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O God, Our Lady, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O my God, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all because I have offended thee, my God, who are good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Deum vobiscum et quoque pote. Oremus. O God, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hanc immaculatum hostiam, quam ego indinus famulus tuus offeditibi Deum eum vivum et verum, pro innumerabilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentis meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed pro omnibus fidelibus Catholicorum vivisaque, defunctis ut mihi et illis proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humani substantia dignitatem, mirabilite condidisi et mirabilis reformasti da nobis, per hus aqua divinum Deum, eis divinitatis esse consortis criminalitatis nostrae, fieri noctis est particeps. Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum, Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem, salutaris tuam replicantis clementium, ut conspecto divine majestatis tuae, pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum adori suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contritus suscipiam rata Deum Iesum Christum, et sec fiat sacrificium nostrum ec expectu tua hodie, ut placeat tibi Deum matronam nostri et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Beni Sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et benedicite plata prosequendo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sancto nomini preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas Sancoblationum, quam tibi efferimus am amore passiones, resurrectionis et ascensiones Deum Iesum Christum. Et in honorem Deum matronam nostri, et a Papa Peter Sanctorum et Istonum et Omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem, nobis autem ad salutem, et idi pro nobis intercedere dinet in celis, quorum amorem agimus in telis, venendum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meum ec vestrum, sacrificium acceptabile fiat apud Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat de Deum Iesum Christum, sacrificium de manibus tuis, et laudam et gloriam nominis sui, ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque, ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, sursum corda habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Vigitu clementes in Mater Pater, Deum Mater Nostra, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum, Deum Nostri, supertis acamas ac petimus. Ut accepte esse benedicat ex sanctam sacrificium ilibata. In primis quae tibi efferimus, pro ecclesiam Tuam sanctam, catholicam, quam pacificare custodiri ad honore, et regere dignitis tot orbite rarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum creatuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Neil and Earl Lively, Maria Josephina Moes, Henry and Benedict Santa Croce, Mr. Nobody, Zenedo Luis, Amparo Cantu, Julian Gadavis, Luis Antonio Cantu, Jenna and Lena, Lori, Aaron, and family. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sede Vacantis Catholic Council office at Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion or transgenderism of any kind, anywhere, any place, or any time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium of exchange. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society who totally understand what it needs to be. We ask for the conversion of all sinners trapped in a state of mortal sin, especially for the ignorant. We pray for wisdom on how to grow, raise, prepare food and animals for food naturally, and that we might learn successful growing techniques. We pray for the elimination of all harmful radiation waves in our air and in our homes, to shut down all equipment regarding portals and gateways and artificial intelligence. We pray to shut down CERN, and we pray to send Adon and Adonai back to hell, along with Harari. We ask for successful court resolutions for the Keller and Kendrick families. And we pray for all families who continually are losing family members due to the lies of the pharmaceutical industry. We ask Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. With this Mass and our rosaries, please cause Europeans in the EU to blame their dire situation on the policies of the European Union. When they are cold and tired this winter, please cause them to remember the European Union and its Jewish influence. Please cause more European member states to reject the EU as Great Britain did, reject the digital EU currency that is being developed, and please force many member states to hold special elections to vote themselves out of the European Union. Deo gratias. And let us ask that God strengthen the farmers the Dutch farmers and help them to hold on to their free farming techniques. All these things we ask in accordance with God's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium, quorum tibi fides conit est nota devotio. Pro quibus tibi afferimus, verque tibi affront hoc sacrificium laudis, pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione anomarum, suarum prospe salutis, et in calamitatis suae. Tibique redunt vota sua eterno Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et mamonem venerantes, in primis gloriose semper Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium torum Papa Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meditis pregibusque cancedas, ut in omnibus protectiones tuae muniam exidio per in Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblationem te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus, consecratum acceptabilem configere dignitas ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat delictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum. Quipridie quam pateretor recepit panem in sancta sacramentablis manus suas, et derivatis oculis in caelum ad Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens. Consecravit, fregit dique lumis sui dicens, accipite, et mandacate, et ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simini modo postcum ceremonias accipiens et hunc precalem caricem in sancta sacramentablis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Consecravit dique lumis sui dicens, accipite et bibite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum, hic quotescum efficeditis me mono facetis. Unde et memories Deum nos servet tui, sed plebs tua sancta iustem Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beate passiones nec non et ben fedis resurrectionis, sed et in celos gloriose ascensionis offerimus, preclare maestati tudi tuis donis actatis, supraque perpetua axa renovultur respicieri digneris. Supplices te regamus, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ibi hic prefere per manus tuum, ut quod ex accataris participationes sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinum subsenimus, omni benedictione celesti et gratia repe amor per innum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for the deceased. We especially pray for George Stelzer, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibum in Christum crescentibum, locum refugiarii, lucis et pacis, ut indulge est placamur per innum Christum Deum nostrum. Perquem hec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas vivificas, benedictis et presas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso. Est tibi Deum Matram omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Deum Matronam Nostra gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum, sanctam tuum in mulieribus, Deum Matronam Nostrae Matram Deum Iesum Christum, ora pro nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quesumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis praeteritis presentibus et futuris, et intercedente beate gloriosa semper Deum Matronam Nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis de propitius pacem in diebus nostris. Utope misericordiae Tue, aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbazione seculi. Per innum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui ticum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum et quoque apotei, ecum extio et consecratio copris et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat excipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum et quoque apotei. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum Matronam Nostrae, quoperante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem Tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum Tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et fac me Tui semper in hadari mandatis, et atenum quam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et reinam aeternam. Perceptio copris Tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego in inus sumere presimo non mi proveniat in judicium condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi et tutum et benedici corporis, et ad me Deum percipiendam, qui vivis et reinas cum Deum Matronam Nostrae, in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiem, in nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum Matronam Nostrae non sunt dignus, ut ejus et me sunt unter progresso eternam mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignus, ut ejus et me sunt unter progresso eternam mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignus, ut ejus et me sunt unter progresso eternam mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quaeritud mihi calicem saitaris accipim et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo laudans invocabo Deum Matronam Nostrae, et ab inimicis meis salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Corpus Dei nostrum Iesu Christum custodiet annam tuam. Codore Sanctamus Deum Iesum Christum Pidamente capeamus et timonium et fiat nobis remedium sempiternam. Corpus Suum Deum Iesum Christum consumpsi et sanguis quam potave erevis sceribus meis et praesta ut in me non armenia scera lama quam puerum sancta reficiona sacramenta. Deum vobiscum et quoque apotei. Oremus. O my Deum Iesum Christum, please pardon my sins and save me from the fires of hell. Please deliver all souls from purgatory, especially those who most need. And may the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O God, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apotei, ite mise est, Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitam, obsequum servitutis mei praese ut sacrificium, Coroculis tui maestatis in unus optori tibi sacerdotaudi miquet omnibus, pro quibus sidut optoris sit miserante propitiabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Benedicat vos omnipotens Deum, Patronum et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronum nostri, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. O my God, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not adore, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most holy Trinitarian Theophany, I adore thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of God Jesus Christ, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifferences by which he himself is offended. And through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the immaculate heart of God our Lady, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostri et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Thank you for coming today, everyone, and please have a great afternoon and evening, and thank you. That's all I can say is, and appreciate those donations. I'm gonna this will be, the altar will be transformed for Easter. It'll be really nice. I'm very excited for that, and again, because of you guys' donations. And okay, yeah, Greg says, "Good to see you, honey." And he likes when Ben comes by too. Ben's sleeping in this morning. I gave him a big melatonin shot last night so he could sleep good. Anyway, time for coffee. Everybody go get your coffee. And I know Maria, you're past coffee time. You're in afternoon. You're in getting ready for happy hour, right? All right. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. And that'll be Monday. Have a great day, everyone. And please sanctify all those who you meet.